Hello, welcome to Normal Prepping. Tonight we're going to see the movie Homestead, and we're going to give you a review of this movie from the point of view of a prepper and prepping. So come with me and we'll talk about it. We're back. Homestead is a post-apocalyptic movie with a little bit of a Christian theme. It was
one heck of a movie.
It was one heck of a movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite what I expected. In some ways, it was actually better than I expected. It started off right from the beginning. It had a lot of action, just in the first few seconds, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then within the first 10 minutes, you knew what was going on.
Yeah. They didn't have that like some films you see where they have all that character development. And
yeah.
I'm not a person who really gets into character development. And I thought that was really good. It just brings you right in.
To the movie,
right
what it was
to the
about.
point, what it was about. It is also, it has a Christian theme, so which I thought was really interesting because it brought up a lot of thoughts that I, hadn't really entered my mind about, something of this scenario. This is a total doomsday scenario.
Yeah. You have to think about being a good person and taking care of your family, or a good person and doing what's right.
Yeah.
It makes you think.
Yeah, it makes you think. And they did a good job of that in this movie. They also did a really good job of basically checking all the boxes for prepping. There wasn't a single time where I thought to myself, well, they missed this or they're off base. It was almost like they were kind of doing a little class in a way. I thought so, didn't you?
Yeah, they had all kinds of different scenarios. It led up to when they all met, and how they met. But it was pretty good. It covered, get out bags and what to do and what happens next.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very good.
Yeah, it did a lot that, a lot of things that I even bring up here.
Yeah.
Even though this is, way more advanced than what I usually cover in normal prepping, but we have to be prepared for it. And the way I kind of got out of it was, the things that we prepare for, they seem to fit in this situation.
And it also shows the people who are not prepared.
Yeah.
And that was a big one.
That was a big one.
You see what happens when people panic.
Yeah.
And when they don't have anything and they go out looking for it.
Yeah. And we know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's something that we always have to be prepared for. And that's, again, where it got really interesting with the whole Christian thing. You got these people, and you always kind of come to the idea that, can't let people in. That's a tough dilemma.
Call.
Yeah, it was a really tough call.
You got to be prepared. There are a lot of bad people out there.
Yeah, and when I was watching this, they also covered some pretty, things that just happened. And I think they probably happened after they filmed this. But some of the situations that we had with Hurricane Helene were in this in their own way. It was a realistic movie, I thought. It really was. And there are things that I always bring up that I was like, wow, because I always go back to what happened in Katrina. And I think about what happened in 2020. Yeah. And this kind of followed human nature.
Yeah.
It was very, well. It was not a super high budget film, but I was pretty surprised at the special effects and stuff. It was pretty good, don't you?
Yeah, it was really good. And I just think it shows you, even if you're not a prepper, if you watch this movie, it gives you an idea, make you think about what you should be doing. In a small scale, bigger scale, it all boils down to being prepared to take care of yourself and your family. And that's what this movie is showing you.
Yes, and I think it's a really good movie to, if you have a person that that's not into prepping or thinks that prepping is, goofy.
Or if they think that the government's going to take care of you.
Yeah, all that stuff.
This is a good movie for them to say, hey, look, watch this, and then tell me your thoughts.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really good movie for that. I think it, and I was noticing when we left the film, the people talking about it. And that's what kind of some of the stuff they were bringing up. They were about the same thing. They thought, it had some difficulties, what we would expect, and some misses. But overall, everybody seemed pretty happy about it. It was a good movie. And it wasn't a movie that if you're going to see a movie just to be, pulling seat cushion out of your butt and just sitting back holding on. It wasn't that. It was almost more of a thinking movie with some action and some good action. And the action was in there in the right spots, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, it just showed you what you need to do.
Yeah.
And if you're not prepared, what's going to happen?
Yeah, and it also...
And you got to rely on yourself, basically. Take care of yourself and rely on yourself.
Yep. And I mean, after seeing this, it even got me thinking about other things. So that was kind of neat.
There's a couple other things we need to be doing, too.
Yeah, and I really like that.
Yeah.
You know, when you go see a movie that you're thinking, oh, this might be a little cheesy, but it wasn't.
Which it wasn't. No, and it also helped us to think about, okay, we need to do this better. We need to do that better. We need to have more
of certain things.
Of certain things on hand.
Yeah.
Just to have.
And we'd tell you now, but we don't want to, tell you.
Yeah, we don't want to ruin what's going to happen.
Yeah, because there are some twists. That's one thing too. There's a little twist in it.
Yeah.
It's actually it's a really good twist. They also have a red herring where you think you're going one way, and which I thought was really clever. I thought Joel did a great job of directing this.
Ben. It was Ben.
Joel's Ben. Yeah, Joel's brother. I love King and Country.
Yeah, they're one of our favorites.
Yeah, that's why I'm used to saying his name. Yeah, he did a really good job. I mean,
directing it. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't cheesy.
No.
And
really good actors in this.
Yeah, the actors.
Really good actors.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, it was really, really well done. And they brought up things, and they even did it subtly. There's a few things that are in there that you have to watch for when you watch it. And after you've seen it, put some, make sure you put some information in the comments about how you liked it and what you thought. Because I was surprised. They had some subtle hints that, about things you should do without actually saying you should do this. Yeah. And I thought that was pretty slick. I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
As far as, and that, what do you have there?
I was going to say, I hope this movie, after you watch it, if you do watch it, it kind of helps wake you up a little bit. And because, are the times that we're in now, you just never know what might happen. So, and we're just here to help you prepare normally to take care of yourselves. And this just opened your eyes and it makes you think, what if?
Yeah. And we've studied a lot on this. And, I've taken a lot of classes about, these scenarios. And I thought it was right on. I think it's a great movie to bring someone that's not into prepping to. I think that we should push that again. If you have somebody that's not into it or think we're goofy, and it did have that's the other thing. It had the stereotypes, the major stereotypes, but in a way, one thing that kind of surprised me was it kind of fit, because we have those stereotypes in the prepping world. Mm-hmm. And the hardcore, and then the people that aren't so hardcore, and it worked. It really did work. I really enjoyed this movie. I didn't want it to end. I was sitting there watching it, and I'm like, I love this movie. I'm having a really good time with it, and I was really enjoying it. I could tell everybody in the audience was enjoying it too. Yeah,
it made me feel like, okay, we're on the right track.
Yeah.
I mean, we do need to go further, but hey, we're on the right track. Yeah. So that I felt good about that.
Yeah, and people will say, this isn't reality, but what is reality? Yeah. But what is reality? Look at what happened in 2020. That's what I always say. Anything's possible.
And look at the people who are still dealing with Helena.
Yes.
I mean, they're intense. Food is scarce, and it's just a mess.
Yeah, and that's real. And that's how this movie is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a sad part of this movie is it's almost like watching what we're used to watching.
Yeah.
It wasn't really as entertaining. It's not uplifting.
Yeah. Yeah, and you got to also realize that if you're ever in this situation, you can't help everybody.
Yeah.
There's no way because you have to survive and your family has to survive.
Yeah.
So and it makes it really hard to think about that too because there's people out there who are so unprepared.
Yeah.
And they're going to be looking for people to help them be prepared. And sometimes you just can't help everybody.
Nope. But you can help them be prepared.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I think I got from this movie too is because I think we need to help people
get the word out and
get the word out.
That's what, like we say, just start little.
Yep.
And just, a couple of weeks worth of food will do you like freaking so much good.
Yeah. So we won't make this too long because it's just a review. But a great movie. I liked it, and I'll definitely go see it again. I may go see it again. So.
We might.
Yeah, we might, and we might even do a follow-up video on this because this is pretty. It had some good points in it. We may do a spoiler alert kind of video after this, but good movie. I recommend it.
Yeah. Enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Thank you. See you later.